Ward, Calvin Ridley, and the Tennessee Titans square off with Geno Smith, Ashton Jeanty, and the Las Vegas Raiders. This is a must-win game. There are no two ways about it. When you have two 1-4 organizations going against each other, this is it. You cannot drop to 1-5 in the AFC. There are way too many good quarterbacks. Neither team can afford to lose. This is it for them. They got to come out there and win this game. Now, the trajectory for these teams hinges a little bit on the recent memory. The Raiders coming off of two very tough losses. My goodness. After their start to the season beating New England, the last four games have been anything from what they would have liked. A really tough loss against the Washington Commanders, just dominating them. And then the Chicago Bears, the block kick. And last week against Indianapolis, they could not get anything going against them. Really tough. Ashton Jeanty ran the football decently well. 14 carries for 67 yards. Geno Smith, though, 2 interceptions. They could not stop the Colts passing attack, run game. It was really tough watching that game because the first half immediately over. Things just don't go your way, and you're not in a competitive game in the second half. You have to get your mindset right, and it's tough to do that because we have to talk about the injury updates, right, that we have of Brock Bowers. Now, it's tough for me making a video on a Wednesday for this game when the status for Brock Bowers is fully unknown. He's been dealing with a bone bruise, with the PCL injury. I do not think that he's playing in this game against Tennessee, but again, he's a very tough guy. We've seen him play through injuries before in the past. Now, I believe that Tennessee had their biggest win in a long time. That was one of the craziest games I've ever seen, one of the best wins, and also on the converse, one of the worst losses, frankly, in NFL history. Arizona had that game a number of times in full control. DeMercado drops the football, and the Tennessee Titans say thank you, but they have to respond, right? They get the touchdown, but then there's the missed PAT. They come back, get the stop, and they go back. It's the interception from Cam. Fumble, kicked in the end zone, and recovered for Tyler Lockett for the touchdown. It just gets you so excited because watching that play, I was like, what is this? What is life? What's going on? This is absurd. Incredible. Cam Ward gets his first win of his NFL career in crazy fashion. Holy cow, was that fun. Now, this is an afternoon game in Vegas. That crowd will still be showing up in a major way. Raider fans are some of the most passionate in the game. The Tennessee Titans, they gotta to make things right. The other team that's big in Nashville right now, Vanderbilt, with a tough loss against Alabama, first loss of the season. So Tennessee now, they've got to make up for what's happening in their own city. Now for Tennessee, what went in the right direction? Calvin Ridley. Cam Ward was hyping up his man, saying he's one of the best receivers in the NFL. We had not seen that through 4 weeks, and then he comes back, bam, 135 yards. He was explosive. The Calvin Ridley that we've come to love in the past, the former Atlanta Falcon that was great with them. This is a guy that got 10 targets, only caught 5 of them, but boy, did he make them count with that in a major way. When you have over 130 yards, you're doing something right. You're creating separation, making that Arizona Cardinals secondary burn. Now, Cam Ward, he's just got to be more accurate as a passer. You see that so often for rookies as they settle in, completion percentage somewhere in the 50s. He knows that. He's going to be better, but that's how it goes. He's going to continue to improve and develop. What helps you a lot is a run game. Tony Pollard doing decently on the ground. They're trying to get him and Tajay Spears some balance to be able to supplant an injection of life, take up more time, get Cam Ward in more favorable spots where he's not having to create all that much and all the weight is just on his shoulders. Now, he's been sacked way too many times this season, sacked 19 times through 5 games. That is just way too much. And going up against the Raiders, I'm nervous now. I really am. I don't know how they favor against Maxx Crosby. This is a one-man wrecking machine, one of the best defensive players in the NFL. He's unbelievable. You're going to have to find a way to double him. He cannot destroy this game. I do believe that the Raiders have an advantage on talent. Now, Brock Bowers, if he were healthy, I'd go out here and say the Raiders are going to come out and win this game. Ashton Jeanty, getting him going a little bit more. He is a guy that can win it alone. And then you've got Trey Tucker, Dante Thornton, who's, again, just an athletic freak, 6'5", and run a sub-4 340-yard dash. Him and Calvin Johnson are the only two guys in NFL history to be 6'5" and run, I believe, sub 40-yard dashes. It's important to try and get him the football a little bit more when you have a weapon like that. I know he's had his chances. I just gotta see them try and take it a little bit more. And the same thing goes for Geno Smith, as you could really say about the Tennessee Titans in the sense of trying to protect their quarterback. They couldn't do it against the Washington Commanders. 16 sacks in 5 games is far too many. You have to protect your quarterback way better. Sacked 4 times against Indianapolis for major yardage, and he could have been sacked 7 or 8 times. They had pressure in his face all day from the jump of that one. When you face a guy like DeForest Buckner and that defensive front, it was a long day. You could have expected it, and it happened. Now, this is concerning for Tennessee because J.C. Latham, I don't know. Again, I said I'm recording this on Wednesday. The status of him, trying to get him back is important. It's tough whenever you have a high first-round draft pick and they're just not available early in their career because you're trying to see what they have. Now, for the Vegas Raiders, they know what they have in Brock Bowers. If he's healthy, he is one of the already top 3-4 tight ends in the NFL. He will be that for the next decade plus. But J.C. Latham's been good. You have to have him in the starting lineup. He needs to be available. And if he is not, against Maxx Crosby and the Raiders, expect Cam Ward to be under immense pressure throughout the day. This is a guy that gets after it. Now for Tennessee, again, I talked about the run game. I really want to see them try and lean on that a little bit more and continue to get Cam Ward his targets to Calvin Ridley. I mean, this is a guy that got 10. Get him 10, 11 next week. If you have that type of connection, you see what the Bucs are doing with Ibuka. You even saw it from Tennessee with Arizona, how they've been targeting Marvin Harrison Jr. a lot more. The Rams go to Puka Nacua like every other play. It's insane watching that and catching it at a high rate. So if you've got that guy and familiarity is the best, why not go to what is a strength for you? For the Las Vegas Raiders, I think you hand the football to Ashton Jeanty. Get him 25 carries. I know in this matchup, it feels like a game where you could lean on Tennessee, go after their secondary. I'm going to give you some pause on that front because the way it's looked for Geno Smith throwing the football this year, even the win against New England, I know he had a pick. He might have had 2 in that game. He's been turning the football over at a high rate. You're talking about a guy that's got 6 touchdowns and 9 interceptions on the season. Keep the football out of his hands. I'd much rather see you run the ball, pick up 4 on first down. You can run it 3rd and 2, and then you've got that balance instead of coming out and throwing the ball. I do believe that Chip Kelly is starting to assess that and analyze his offense and say, hey, I'm a run-oriented guy first. It's what I was with Oregon. It's what when we went to a national championship game. It's what I was with the Philadelphia Eagles for those years I was there, and then he goes to UCLA, and then he goes to Ohio State. He's a run-oriented guy. When the Buckeyes were moving the ball down the field last year, they, of course, had that explosive receiving core, but also that backfield. And they've got a guy in Ashton Jeanty that is so special. You have to get him loose. Again, I honestly put a lot of that on the offensive line. They've simply just got to be better and get him his holes. Ashton Jeanty, when he's got a little bit of space to work with and he can get some steam going and make that contact, a lot of times he will not go down on first contact. The Raiders got to try and get the football to him a lot more. For this game, you're talking about a couple of teams that are 1-4, and all of the statistics back that up. I mean, Tennessee's offense, probably the worst in the league to this point. 31st in the league in yards, which means 234 yards a game, second to last in points, only scoring 14 points a game, whereas the Raiders a little bit better offensively, 18th in yards, but again, they're not scoring any points either, 30th in the NFL in points. Defensively for Tennessee, not much better than their offense, 25th in yards, 26th in points, and the Raiders 19th in yards and 25th in points. Looking at that, it's hard to try and say there's an advantage either way. Both of these teams just have been poor in the important statistical categories. I think the Raiders pull the win in this one, 23-20. They do have the veteran back. I like their run game when they can get Ashton going a bit more. I love that we have seen Geno Smith spread the ball around to multiple guys. Just no one has fully emerged as that main target, save Brock Bowers when he is out there available. But if he's not playing as of right now and what I know, not having him could be key. But I still have them winning this game 23-20 defensively. I think they're going to put immense pressure on Cam Ward, getting like 5 sacks in this game. There's nothing Tennessee showed me at this point that really they're going to be able to bounce back in a way to where Cam Ward is just going to be protected a lot better. So 23-20, let me know down below in the comments who you think wins this game. Am I wrong and Cam Ward gets his second straight win? I would be all for it. Or do the Raiders pick up another win and they move to 2-4 on the season? As I said, must win. Neither team can afford to drop to 1-5. That would be it for them and their chances for the postseason. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, I highly recommend you subscribe for more content. I have a lot of fun doing these. Hopefully it makes you feel a little bit better and you get some of that positive juice I try and bring to these and make people smile, even if football at times can be one of the most frustrating and horrendous viewing experiences as possible, as Arizona Cardinal fans saw against Tennessee last week. So please subscribe for more if you enjoyed or if you didn't enjoy. I'm trying to get better. Let me know down below how I can improve what we're doing here. That's what I'm about, trying to make these videos better for you guys. I make NFL and college videos every day. So I appreciate you so much for watching. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.